Hey my friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. This is Cindy.
Hi guys.
Our channel is High Seas, Paul and Cindy. And guys, we're here to talk about today the top 10 things that Carnival has taken away and we wish they would bring it back. We want to kind of make this an interactive video. So if we forgot anything or at any point, if that topic hits home to you, go ahead and put it down in the comments. And also, if we forgot anything, let us know.
Yes.
It'd be fun to share. All right, let's get into it. All right, my friends. So this is in no particular order, guys. We're just going to do the top 10 things that have been taken away by Carnival that we really miss. So we hope, again, you guys can get interactive on this as well. So let's talk about the MDR dishes, Cindy. Now there, if you do a 5-day cruise, there's no lobster. Now also on 7-day cruises, 8-day cruises, you only get one. Before you used to get two, and now so you only get one, and it's the very last formal night. You have anything to comment on that?
Yeah, so remember guys, if you're doing a 6-day cruise or above, you will get one lobster night on Elegant Night. Usually it's the last Elegant Night.
Right. And you know, I used to really look forward to that, guys. That's kind of a big deal to me because I used to love doing the prime rib and the lobster tail, little surf and turf. They used to carry one of my favorite beer, Grolsch beer. That's no longer there. But we did discover a new beer, Peroni. That's pretty good.
Good.
Cindy's not a beer drinker, and she liked that one. So, yeah, definitely disappointed on that. And, of course, they would always, hey, Paul, we got you another one or two there, you know. They take care of me. I take care of them. It's all good. And so that's something that I would say I'm definitely missing. How about you, Cindy?
Yes, and another thing, guys, remember, you can order another lobster. You get the first two are complimentary, and if you want to order more, they're just $5 a piece.
Yeah, exactly. So that's still a good value.
It is.
I mean, you know, it's just kind of different. Cruising's different now, especially after the pandemic, and a lot of these things have been taken away after the pandemic, and some of them were before,
Yes.
but you know. Going forward, let's get on to another thing that we miss that we used to enjoy in the evening, you know, out there on the promenade deck.
Yes.
And that would be the taste bar. Back in the day, they used to have what they call a taste bar. And we know there's a lot of new people to cruising. So, you know, if this will probably be new to you guys, you've probably never heard of this. But I would say, when did the taste bar go away? Maybe like 2017, 18.
Yes, and they used to have it on deck 5, kind of like in the middle of the ship, where between the casino and maybe an Ocean Plaza place, and they would have a chef there, and he'd make these little bites.
Yeah, and so they would do the steakhouse, different item from the steakhouse every night, and they would do something from the Italian restaurant every night, or whatever specialty restaurant they had on the ship, to kind of entice people to go to the specialty outlet there when it kind of first started with Carnival. Back then, Carnival used to do a much better job in the MDR and would offer things like, you know, rack of lamb and stuff like that. So they did have to kind of try to sell you a little bit. So they had the taste bar there, which we thought it was great because we would have cocktails, you know, before dinner or just enjoy those bites with a couple drinks, and you know, maybe we could hold off on dinner for a little bit. But you know, now the MDR is really hit and miss.
Yes.
And if you're not familiar with the term MDR, main dining room, so it's very hit and miss. Like one cruise it'll be outstanding, the next cruise it'll be awful, it'll be mediocre. We just got off the Carnival Valencia. It was amazing. Every dish, every dinner on the 8-day cruise in the MDR was great. So I'd recommend that. But you could go 6 months or a year from now and it could be totally different. All right, let's get on to the next topic here. Okay, so we're going down memory lane here and cruising and things that have been taken away. So, you know, what else do you really miss, Cindy, that's been taken away?
The one I really missed, I know it was kind of late at night, it was the Mexican night buffet, Paul.
Midnight buffet.
It was so good, Paul.
Right. Yeah, it was amazing. They would have chicken fajita, steak fajitas, guacamole, you know, refried beans, nachos, everything, all fresh, pico de gallo. Now, I think a lot of people have been complaining. And I always say, if you want to get what you miss, you know, to the main corporate office there, put it in your comment, the survey they give you.
Yes.
And if enough people complain that they miss it, or they're starting to look at other cruise lines because they offer it, they may bring it back. So they did bring the midnight buffet back because people were complaining about late night options, and really the only thing after 11 was that super long pizza line. Now what we did on this cruise is we ducked out of the comedy show a little early to get to the pizza line. But, you know, we did stop by at that midnight buffet and take a look because we were curious to see what that was all about. Basically looked like elementary or junior high cafeteria food. It was just uncooked, fat, nasty pizza. Also, they had like dried up chicken nuggets. Just nothing looked that appetizing to us. So we really missed that Mexican midnight buffet. And if you guys remember that, put a comment in there, and let's move on to the next one. All right, we're going to let Cindy lead into this next one here that we really miss and we wish Carnival would bring back. So what do you got there, Cindy?
A lot of times once we had a busy night on the Lido deck or wherever we're hanging out at with, we'd go back into our cabin and we would find something special on our pillow paw. Oh,
you know that. We'd have that nice turn down service, and you'd have that nice little piece of chocolate right there, little gourmet chocolate. And what else was on there?
And they used to put the Fun Times on there, which they did take away at one time, but they finally brought the Fun Times back because a lot of people complained in their surveys, or maybe, you know, to John Hill, that they missed the Fun Times on their bed too.
Right.
So maybe they'll eventually bring back those chocolates, Paul.
Right. So let's get into this, guys. So if you're a first-time cruiser, first few times, you know, cruising, you'd be like, wow, Paul, I've never heard of half of this stuff or a lot of it. Well, start putting it in the comments and they'll bring it back. So they did bring back the Fun Times there.
Yes.
But we enjoyed it there with the chocolate on the, you know, on the pillow, the Fun Times, and we would enjoy that chocolate. And we would sit there. We brought our highlighter and we'd, you know, sit together there and highlight everything that we wanted to do, you know, for the next day. And it was something we enjoyed and something we miss.
I do, yeah.
But let's face it, a lot of us just took the chocolate home with us.
Yeah, which is okay too, because it's a good memory. You'd have a piece of chocolate and remember your actually vacation. Paul.
Right. If you were having a chocolate fit and you couldn't find any chocolate, you were like, oh, I found that bag of Carnival chocolate. All right. So I'm saved by it.
Sometimes the room steward would bring us extras if we asked for it.
All right. So, Paul, what are you drinking today? Today, it's we're in the, you know, September, October months here. So I've got a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I've got another one here. Hopefully we have time in the video to get into that. It's from my local Missouri brewing company, Boulevard. It's called Bob's 47, so we'll give that a taste. Been a long time since I had one of these. Generally now I just kind of drink like light beer or like German beer or maybe Mexican beer if I'm eating Mexican food. But I'm more into bourbons and stuff like that now, more so than beer. And what are you drinking, Cindy?
I've got a little cocktail, and maybe next time we go out, Paul, we should get some Peronis.
Oh, yeah.
I would like some of those for, you know, for a cocktail, too.
Yeah, and Cindy, like I said, she's not a beer drinker, but she's really loving those Peronis. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into the next topic. Okay, guys, so we know one thing's never, ever going to come back to what it once was. Now, we can put in our surveys that we miss late night food, we miss late night snacks, because so many times we've gone out after the casino or clubs closed down or the band, and that line for the pizza is forever. And I don't know about you, but I'm not too big on eating pepperoni and a bunch of marinara and laying down. So what I've been doing here in the past, but a lot of times we get so busy and forgetful of when we're out there having fun, is I usually bring a couple Glad bags with me and go to the deli and get a couple turkey sandwiches and keep them in my refrigerator for, you know, late night in case I get hungry, because room service is it's impossible to get a hold of them at night. I've tried getting a hold of them at night, even to pay. I've tried to get a hold of like pizza delivery. So there's just not enough people and options for late night food. And so that's something we got to keep driving home in the Carnival, and hopefully they'll bring that back. Anything you want to bring on that? Maybe like the door hangers coming back?
I like the door hangers too, because that was actually an alarm for us to get up to.
Right.
So I missed the door hangers on the door. and then you can't, and then you have to call in the morning, and it's like maybe 15-20 minute wait on the phone.
Or 45 or an hour.
It depends on what
Right.
time you call.
Right.
And we always enjoy coming back to the cabin and maybe ordering something like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or
something to get on your stomach
Yeah.
there so you can, get a little of that room service coffee. Not the best coffee, but I'm the type of person, I got to have coffee before I have coffee. There you see on the Venetia there on our first vlog, I'm kind of walking around, kind of lost, and I don't know what to do with myself without a cup of coffee to start the day. So
my suggestion is, Paul, maybe with a room service, maybe they can allow maybe one or two free items in the evening.
Right.
Just one entree for each person in the room, so there will be not a lot of food waste.
Right. And that's the big problem. Too many people wasted food.
Yeah.
How many YouTube vlogs did you see way before we started vlogging? They would call up and they would order everything on the menu and they'd bring them. Just ridiculous. And guys, we always preach that when we do mukbangs and stuff like that. We do our best to finish everything that's on there. We try not to waste. And this last cruise on the Venezia, we did see tons and tons of waste. And it's always sad to see. It's a shame.
Yeah.
I know you paid for it, but, it's just not good to waste, guys. And so that's probably the biggest problem with room service there. But I think Cindy's got a great point there. One item per person in the cabin, entree, and maybe a little side of something. And that would be great, to absorb a little alcohol or something like that. Or if you're hungry from being out partying, dancing late at night. So that's a great topic, Cindy. And great suggestion. And we'll have to put it forward to the Beards and Suits there at Carnival. And tell them to keep getting more help and more servers and quit overworking those people.
That's right.
All right, let's get on to the next one. All right, guys, so the next one there is not really a big deal to us. It kind of was strange in the beginning, and we would kind of forget, but we're getting kind of used to it now, and that is the Platinum Perk gifts, correct? Yeah, so we've kind of gotten used to going and getting our pin and our water and whatever the gift is, but we hear so many people on Facebook pages, groups, stuff like that they forget. They just get busy on their cruise and they forget. So a lot of people are forgetting, so that's one thing that we think, probably should be, we would like to see it delivered back
Paul's
to the cabin.
saying is back in the day when we used to cruise, they used to put it on your bed, your pin, your gift, and, brought our water to the room. Now you actually have to go to a bar to get your water, which is not a big deal. And then you have to go to where the photo section is to pick up your gift and your pin. And like Paul said, we heard so many people forget that they're supposed to pick it up before they get off the ship.
Right.
And if you want the chocolate and strawberries, you have to call room service for that too.
Yeah, so, a lot of people are forgetting there. Yeah. So we're getting trained. They're training us. I'm not going to make a big deal about that one. So, most of it, for 2 years there, they were given that, the little bracelet, the can koozie there. I was just not even taking it.
We would take it, just leave it somewhere for somebody to
Right,
get.
exactly. So, and while we're on, let's get on to the next topic here. One thing that we really miss, and we had a lot of fun, and Royal is continuing to do this, and they're giving great perks and offers, is book a cruise while you're on a cruise.
Yes.
Who doesn't love doing that? It's great. You're on a cruise, you're booking another cruise. They give you a nice discount.
They do.
And I'm glad to see Royal still keeping that tradition, and I wish Carnival would bring that back.
A lot of times we would walk past the desk when they used to do that on Carnival. They would have a booklet. So, because remember, guys, back in those days, they did offer Wi-Fi, but it was very expensive.
And not very good.
Yes.
It's just now starting to get, pretty decent. Coming out of the pandemic, we did it a couple times, and we're to the point now that we don't really want to do it because it just takes away from our vacation. We're already working enough on the ship, vlogging, photographs, videos, stuff like that. We don't want to constantly be on our phone while we're on vacation.
I'm pretty sure at least maybe 40 to 60% of the people on the ship do not use the internet. They they keep it in their safe. So this way, if you had the excursion, or not the excursion desk, but the book your next cruise desk, they would have paper things for you to look at the cruises, any questions, and they used to give you like $200 onboard credit.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool back then.
Yeah, it was really good. Great perk, and maybe if you didn't have good insight, you had somebody there with some experience that could give you some insight.
There you go.
So, As far as like booking other cruises, is there anything else you want to hit on that?
No, because right now the new way they do it with Carnival, when you get back home, you go onto your go to Carnival's website, log in, and you go to your deals, and they'll give you an offer like so much money off if you book your next cruise. So.
Yeah, so that's a great tip there, Cindy. So when you get off your cruise, especially for new cruisers, and we notice there's so many new cruisers out there, so excited to have you guys on the high seas. And of course, if you need some help booking a cruise or information, reach out to us on our Facebook. We'll put it up there. But yeah, they send you that email and you want to look at it, I'd say, in the first few days, Cindy?
Yes.
You got your best promotions right there. They want to hook you in while you still got the fever.
Yes.
Before you get home and you get too much into reality again and start thinking about how much everything costs and this and that. They want to catch that fire while it's hot.
It was also nice, like Paul said, we're on the cruise ship and we were able to book our next cruise and talk to somebody there. And it was just very exciting. So I wish they would bring that back because there's so many new cruisers and they can book a lot of more cruises for people.
Absolutely. All right, moving along. All right, so we're going to do a first sip on this Bob's 47 from Boulevard Brewing Company here. We'll see how that is. And we're going to get into the last big three here. Like I said, they're not in any particular order, but we did save the last big three for the end here. And let's get a sip on this Bob's 47 here.
Is it good?
I think I like the Sam Adams better. This is a little smoother, a little sweeter, but I think I like the Sam Adams better. I've been looking everywhere for the Yangling Oktoberfest. Everyone's telling me I got to try that. So maybe on our next video I'll find it. I've searched about 5 or 6 places here in my local area. And for some reason, that Yangling Oktoberfest is really hard to find. So we'll try to get it on there and I'll give you my first sip and opinion on it. All right, my friends. So let's get into the big three here.
Yes.
Want to talk about first off is being a travel advisor, sending out quotes to everybody all the time. And the first reply that I get and the most common response I get is, I thought cruising was supposed to be cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be cheap, but somehow they got to start getting lower prices, making it more affordable. Because I'm getting offers from Hilton Honors to go to Cancun,
Yes.
Dominica, Jamaica, and I'm almost seeing better rates at all-inclusive resorts than I am on cruising. Cruising is high. There's a couple ways to get around that now, though, guys. You're going to have to probably book out mid to late 24, 25, and we've been doing that a lot lately just because we're to the point where we only want to do the Havana area or the Teresia, stuff like that. And if you want to do an interior on those, which is, far more reasonable than doing a balcony or a cabana or something like that, you got to go at least a year out.
Yes.
So we snagged an April in 25 on the horizon a while back to get a really good price. But even ourselves, even travel agent rates are sky high right now. And the only people that are getting good offers are casino players. So
and people first cruisers.
First cruisers. So you want to talk about your mom's experience there that we took her on her first cruise?
Paul. We took my mom on our first cruise January of 2023. We did a back-to-back cruise on the Carnival's Sunshine. And once she got back, I can't believe it, Paul. She's getting $200 to $400 onboard credit.
Right. So Carnival's really pandering to new cruisers. They figure we're already addicted.
Yes.
They've got us, So the only way we get around it is by booking way out, or if you're a casino
Another thing
player.
she's actually getting is drinks.
Drink package.
Drink package free.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not free, but it is a little bit cheaper than the normal way you buy it, Paul.
Right.
But they're giving her that too.
Yeah, and I mean every day.
Every day.
Offers $400 off. So another thing there is probably don't book too many, and when you do, book them way out if you want to get some good deals, because we just booked, I think last month, to go on a Halloween cruise. We're like, hey, we missed the Magic.
Yeah.
We want to do something on Halloween, so we did book the Magic for Halloween. We paid about $1,600 for a 6-day cruise. Some people think, oh, that's not bad, but that's not the nicest ship in the world either. So
yeah, back in the day when it used to be a lot affordable, we used to do maybe a 5-day cruise for $159.
Right. And, like when we used to do the Magic before, 7-day cruises, we were like $1,000, $1,200. So it's gone up at least 50%. And I understand they're trying to make their money back. They got to make their money back. But they're selling these ships full, oversold in a lot of cases, and they've probably got half the staff that they used to. Now, I hear so many people complaining on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, that they can't get a drink, this, that, and the other. Fortunately, I haven't had too much of a problem with that, but I realize that this 18% gratuity that Carnival charges, very little of it gets to the servers. So I usually throw them a couple dollars every time, so they see me and boom. You know, I get served right away, and I highly recommend, you know, take care of your servers, and you probably won't have to wait as long. So just a quick tip there. So they need to get more servers.
Yes.
They need to get more stewards.
Yes.
And, you know, maybe it could be worth the price point.
Of course, they're not going to bring the prices down because they're selling them out
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But that's just something we miss because
Right.
we used to do
Cruises dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap. So
And
that's
that
what
was
we
the
miss.
thing, and that's the thing with us selling cruises,
Yeah.
is the comment that we get from everybody is like, hey, I thought cruises were supposed to be cheap. So they can be if you spend a lot of time or money in the casino.
Yes.
Most likely you're probably not going to win. If you break even, consider yourself lucky. We do okay, but we're not losing enough or spending enough time to get any really good offers. Probably the best offers we're getting is drinks in the casino.
Yeah.
And that's probably where the bar service is the slowest.
But we actually had a good service on the Carnival Valencia.
Very good service. And they have a beautiful non-smoking casino in there. So make sure you check out our vlogs. We'll have that in there. And we did a great tour of the Valencia day by day. We did the drink package. We noted everything down that what we had as far as beverages, coffee, sodas, whatever, to let you know if, hey, maybe the drink package might be worth it. Because a lot of people think, well, we're only going to have one or two, but you have one or two in the morning, you know, a couple beers by the pool, you have a couple cocktails at night, but forget about the coffees, the mineral water, the sodas, the other things you might have along the way, like milkshakes, etc.
Because a can of sodas could be about $4 to $5 for a can, so that saves you money right there. Of course, you can get the soda package, but to me, you're only limited on the sodas package because you have to go up to a bar, wait in line, you know, so you might as well just get the drink package, in my opinion.
And the last way that you can get cruising at a very affordable rate that I want to bring in and not forget is if you buy a lot of art. If you're an art collector, you will probably cruise for next to nothing.
Yes.
And Carnival's got some great deals on art. They've also got some, it's a great investment. I've know quite a few people that have doubled, tripled their money over the last few years on buying art and what it's gone up in value, and they basically cruise for free. So if you're an art collector, that's something to think of there. I wouldn't know where to begin or start, and I've got too many other things going on to try to figure that out. So that's not in my forte. So anyways, we'll get on to the next topic. And remember, guys, put your comment down here what you think, if these are things that you've missed again, or if something we forgot. You know, you can't think of everything right off the top of your head while you're shooting a video. So the next thing we're going to get to is let's talk about cruising out of Puerto Rico. San Juan. Why is there not a cruise ship in Puerto Rico, Carnival? Listen up. We love that. We miss it so much. That was our first vlog on the beautiful Carnival Fascination. And guys, when you fly to Puerto Rico, it's already a destination and a relaxing beach area and so much culture and history. Then you do 6 ports in 7 days.
Awesome.
St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Martin, on and on and on. And the great thing is it's basically a float trip from taking off. And you know what? It didn't really cost me any more to fly to San Juan than it did to Miami or Fort Lauderdale or anything like that. And every day we were in port 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We stayed till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and we floated to the next island. One thing that bothers me about cruising sometimes is not being able to spend enough time in a port. And that's why sometimes, especially if I have the drink package, I'm like, I'm going to bother doing all this just to get on an island for 3, 4 hours and then get off. I'm like, no, I'm just going to stay here and enjoy the ship while everyone's off. So Carnival, let's get a cruise ship back in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and let's start cruising out of Puerto Rico again. Any comments on that,
No,
Cindy?
we just loved it. I mean, it was the best one of the best cruises we've been
Right,
on.
and if they had it, we would book it
would,
immediately.
yep.
Immediately.
We would.
So, all right, we're moving on to the last one here. All right, guys, so this is a big deal to a lot of people. To us, it's not a big deal because we don't drink soda. So you already know where I'm going. Okay, so we feel that we wish they would bring Coke back.
Yes.
Because occasionally, in 10, 20 years ago, one of my favorite drinks used to be Jack and Coke, Crown and Coke, not Jack and Pepsi or Crown and Pepsi. I've never even tried it. I can't even fathom the thought of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, to me, there's nothing better than a Jack and Coke. If I'm going to be naughty and have a syrupy, sugary drink, I want a Jack and Coke.
We hear a lot of people actually have the Cheers package, but they still bring.
Oh yeah, they bring their own 12 packs Coke on, and keep that in mind, guys. You can bring a 12 pack each on. So if you are a Coke fanatic, or you have to have Jack and Coke or Crown and Coke, you can bring on your own, Coke product there.
Yes.
But I mean, I get it. A lot of people, they love Mountain Dew and love Pepsi, and
I love that diet. Dr. Pepper once in a while too.
Right. And to me it doesn't matter because I don't drink soda. So if I was to drink a soda though, it would definitely be a Jack and Coke. And I do kind of like Sprite better than the other stuff they have. I know they're trying some other things there.
Starry or something.
Yeah, Starry, something like that. So that's our last topic there that, a lot of people, they prefer Pepsi, but in our eyes, there might be a day I want a Jack and Coke, and so I would like to see him bring Coke back.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Is there anything else you want to touch on, Cindy?
No, I think that's pretty much what we miss about Carnival since we've been cruising since 2010.
Right. And what, over 30 cruises now? We're two cruises
Carnival.
away from turning Diamond there.
Yes.
So that'll be a big thing. We're trying to make our push for Diamond.
Yes.
Once we do that, then you're going to probably see us on other cruise lines a lot more. So make sure you subscribe, guys. We've got a lot of things coming up. We've got our vlogs out on the Venezia. We're wrapping up the Conquest. And here for Halloween, we'll be out on the Carnival Magic.
Yes.
So we'll be recreating the Magic. That was one of our favorite ships before the pandemic. And we're going to great places. Half Moon Cay, Grand Turk, and where else?
Amber Cove.
Amber Cove. So I don't know. There's a lot to do in Amber Cove. We'll see what we do out there. All right, my friends. Thank you for watching. And remember, be kinder than necessary to one another out there. Here's to all y'all. Thank you for watching, guys.
Cheers, guys.
We'll see you on the high seas. Take care. All right, my friends. Cindy left the room. I know what we're all thinking, fellas. We all miss that topless deck. And hell, while they're at it, let's bring in a topless bar. All right, my friends. That'll probably never happen, but wishful thinking. Boom. We'll see you on the high seas, guys. Take care.